Hello, my name is Ifran. This is one of my first video portfolios for my for my website ifranali.site88.net and ifranali.com. This is my first video portfolio, so please bear with me as there might be some discrepancies and mistakes. So firstly, I'd like to show you that I'm using Cam Studio open source to record my videos, and so basically just basic information what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Citrix, and in particular Citrix Presentation Server 4 and Citrix XenApp6. So basically what happened back in 2012 when I started in IT, a year later I was given a project of analyzing if the current set of applications that I will be showing you later can be published in a newer version of Citrix. What basically Citrix does is, in our case at least, is we have two different geographical locations. That's Mana Island, located in the Mauritius in Fiji Islands. We have all the servers based here, and we have in another geographical location our head office, which is based in Nadi, Fiji Islands, close to the Nadi airport. So basically what we wanted to do was, we have a wide area network between both the locations, and we wanted an application which could solve our problem of not having to deploy two different servers, two different databases to store information of the same kind. So basically what we decided was, we started using Citrix Presentation Server 4. So what it helped us was, it just transmitted the basic keyboard inputs and mouse inputs, and the basic user interface that was needed to be transmitted through the wide area network from the servers that is based on the island to the head office. So after a while, then the company decided that the Presentation Server 4 is not so applicable to our current sets of newer applications which are usually based on newer servers. And then head office users started to complain, so we decided we'll use a newer version of Citrix, and I was given the tedious task of determining if the current set of applications we having can be published through XenApp6, Citrix XenApp6. So basically what I'll do is, I'll start with our current Citrix server we have. Let me just log in. Okay, so that's our Citrix server, and then that's the panel where you control everything. And then you have Opera. This is a published version of Opera. With Opera, what is it? It's a web browser application. Basically everything is installed on the web browser Internet Explorer, and then the Internet Explorer actually accesses the database and information on the Opera server through HTTP. Then we have MYIB. We don't use MYIB anymore. We have materials control, which is used. It is basically used to control all the materials that is used by the company Mana Island Resort and Spa. And we have Gumnet. That's our property management system for Spa. And we have a normal version of materials control installed on the Citrix server. So basically what happens is this is accessing the materials control directly. This Citrix server where it is the materials control installed is this shortcut is accessing the application directly through the to the materials control server, and this materials control shortcut is accessing the materials control application through the Citrix server. So I'll just show you. As you can see, when I click here, it's going through all the credentials and Citrix negotiations, and then it's asking for a username and a password. If I log in, show you quickly what materials control is all about. So basically what happens is we have purchase orders. Basically what happens is island users, they make purchase orders, it goes to the head office through the proper authentication, and then the purchasing manager in head office makes purchase orders and gives it out to the suppliers, and the supplier supply it to the purchasing and then comes to the island. And then we have stores, that's basically internal transfer ins and transfer out. And then we have production recipes for food and beverage team, and then we have back of the house analysis and so on and so forth. All the data entry is done and reports analysis. That's just the basic information about materials control. And then obviously Opera is a property management system. Let's see, it's negotiating with checking all the credentials, and then basically what happens is Opera deals with guest side of, it's a property management system, so it manages the guest portfolios, their reservations, their billings, their room allocations. And then we have back of the house shortcuts, so that's reservations, the portfolios, their profiles, and then we have the arrivals, in-house guests and their billings, and their room management where they'll be staying. And then AR is accounts receivable, that's back of the house, end of day reports, night audits of the revenues, and then obviously miscellaneous reports and analysis and other information. So yeah, basically back in 2013 I was given the tedious task of determining if these current sets of application, that is materials control, especially in Opera, can be published by a newer version of Citrix XenApp6. So what I did, first let me show you the specs of our current server. So that's the host name, Citrix, and then it registers to Mana Island Resort and Spa, and then it's a HP machine, Corliant ML350 generation 5. I know it's quite old, it's a 32-bit system. That's why we wanted to upgrade the hardware along with the operating systems and the Citrix application, and so on and so forth. The basic information, RAM, memory, physical memory, and all those stuff. So basically what I did, I went online and then did a little bit of research, and I came across Citrix Evaluation. So what I did was I downloaded this one, Citrix XenApp6 Evaluation. It is based on a virtual machine and the operating system is Windows Server 2008 R2, and I was given a license and everything. I was given a serial number, license, and then basically what I did, back in 2013 I had a Dell 755 machine. So I changed the visualization settings in the boot menu, and then I installed XenServer on it. I could have used Microsoft Hyper-V, but I preferred to use XenServer, which was a free edition, and I wanted to see what XenServer was all about. So basically, XenServer was a free edition, and then I could install it for a year, and then I had to renew the license after a year, which was also again free. And there's some basic information about trial license allocations and how to go about adding the license. And then you have the step 3, you have a little bit of how to go about using the evaluation package, the guide and everything for Citrix XenApp6, and then the frequently asked questions here. So back in 2013 I set up XenServer, and then what I did was I imported the virtual machine onto the XenServer itself. However, I did not do a video portfolio of it, but I do have some snapshot. I think that should be more than enough for my video portfolio. So the first up on the video portfolio is, as you can see, is Zen Center. As you can see, Zen Center. That's the console for managing your XenServer. That's your XenServer. And then once the XenServer was installed on Dell 755, like you have your new, you can create virtual machines, and basically it's used for managing virtual machines and other things. And then the virtual machine that I downloaded, I imported it onto the XenServer. That's the console of it, as you can see. And then yeah, it was, you can see Windows Server 2003 R2 Enterprise. Moving on to my next snapshot, that's the actual that is the actual server itself. As you can see, Windows Server 2008 R2. Obviously, for licensing was only for 137 days, so I could only test it for 137 days. And basically you have your shortcut for Citrix Delivery Service Console. Basically everything is handled through here. Your publishing, managing your applications, managing for users, who has access, which user has access to whatever you want. And then I was provided with a license and some helpful shortcuts which were quite helpful. And then what I did was I installed materials control on this server, and I installed the web application, that is Opera. Moving on to my next shortcut, my next snapshot, not my shortcut. As you can see, that's Citrix Delivery Service Console. So basically, like I said before, this is what handles your publishing of applications. And then obviously I installed materials control. See, as you can see, it's a XenApp demo. I installed materials control here, and I installed Opera, and then I added the shortcuts to my Citrix Delivery Console. As you can see, content, information alerts about the programs I can use, users, offline sessions, and so on and so forth. So this is basically what is you need to publish all your applications. You have your users administration, load balancing and everything, your policies here, and then you can manage your Citrix XenApp. They usually call it a farm, so this is a XenApp farm, and you can manage your farm from here. Moving on to my next snapshot. So that's what I'm showing you, that the web application, that is Opera, that is installed onto the Citrix XenApp6. That's the name of the virtual machine. So as you can see, it's indicating what's the terminal I'm using to install Opera. Once Opera is installed here, then I can add the shortcut for publishing my app. Moving on, as you can see, this is the shortcut for the Citrix XenCenter. So basically what you can do, this is my client machine, so I can manage my Zen server from here. I can click on this and then I can actually log into the server itself and then manage my virtual machines, add and remove my virtual machines. As you can see, this is the materials control logging, the shortcut from here. It's like a normal shortcut, and once I click on the shortcut, then it's trying to connect to the Citrix server, and then obviously the Citrix server will log on to materials control server. And then basically this is my client machine, and what I did was I just installed Citrix XenApp client onto this machine, and then I had to add users, and then this user could access that application. So that's pretty basic. Moving on, so this is something new which was not part of my initial Citrix presentation server 4. Was I wanted to try something new, because my reservations and sales staff were going abroad a lot, and then I was wondering if my applications could be accessed through the web browser, and they could access it wherever they go. So this is what I did. First I published Acrobat Reader to the web browser, and I was trying something new. It was new, as you can see. It's trying to connect to the virtual machine, and then so this is the client app to the web browser. So that is it about Citrix. Thank you for watching my video, and hope to see you again.